turns out or equals increased foot traffic into our local shops. So we can take you actually through the tourism directory. We click here, you can see the faces of Rita and Carl, they own Blimey's. And currently we have 27. By tomorrow we'll have 30 businesses or attractions on here. So all the wineries, we have museums, we have businesses, gift shops, restaurants, whatever you can think of, we have it on here. We'll do Cooper's Hawk Vineyards as an example page. So we come in with a photo of the winery and then a description of really what the winery offers. And then that meet the owner moment. You can meet Debbie Malash. She is one of the owners at Cooper's Hawk, and really tells the story of how that winery got started. And we have really great photos to go along with people's or businesses' profiles. We connect them to their social media pages. We map it and connect it to the website as well. Oh, where did I go there? We can go to John R. Park Homestead and walk you through this as well. So meet the staff again, really tells you the story, really tells you what the attraction is all about, gives you information of what you can do there, and again, those awe-inspiring, those really great photos, that content that we need to make our website distinguished from any other website, any other tourism website in the region. So take your time, go through it when you have a chance. There's lots of businesses on there, and we are going to keep trying to get new businesses on there as well.
The last thing I thought I would just show you is that we do continue to promote the 42nd parallel. We certainly mention it on many of the pages. We talk about it in relation to the wineries all the time. And we've also put together a trip itinerary. It's not really an itinerary, but it's 42 things to do on parallel 42. So we've actually listed 42 things linking to other places in the website for people who might want to really be challenged about how many things they can do in the town of Essex. And there are at least 42. Do you have any questions?
Before we go to the council members, I have Mrs. Hunter, our acting CEO, with a few comments.
Through your worship, I just want to note, Lori had mentioned at the beginning of her presentation that there was 3 people that had been working on it. I think that's just says that they've been working on it, but I want to say that they've been living and breathing the website for the last 4 months, and they've done an awesome job. So thank you very much, Lori and Nelson and Morgan.
For sure. Councillor Vokes.
Thank you, Your Worship. Everything looks really good. I guess my question is that how do we identify to the residents and even people outside of our residential zone, if you will, in the Kingsville, Tecumseh, Windsor area of this? Should we be doing a flyer to promote it? Like it's good to have it, but the knowledge of knowing it is really your main tool to launching it, right?
Yeah.
So I just don't want to look at it and say, yeah, it looks great. I do realize the work that's gone into it, but now we got to take it somehow to the next step to utilize it, right? Yeah. And harvest the work of everything you've done. Yeah. Because just by walking out of here tonight, I'm not saying it doesn't do anything, but I think we could do a little more by looking at promotional opportunities. How do we do that?
Mrs. Barrett?
Yes, Councillor Vokes, we've taken that into account. Since last fall, we've already been putting tourismessex.ca on some of our literature. It appears on the new brochure. It appears, I'm drawing a blank. It already appears. However, we've had to spend a whole lot of time on this. The next phase for me certainly is to start to promote it. So there will be things that I do. For example, there will be a link from the corporate website to this tourism website. And I have to work with eSolutions on that. There will be a banner on the corporate website that links to the tourism website. We've taken out advertising we take out a regular ad in Day Tripping newspaper, and we take out ads in other tourism guides, like the TWEPI guide. So we've already been promoting tourismessex.ca in the expectation that we would probably go live in June, but it's a little bit delayed. It's taken us much longer than we expected. So we've sort of already set that in motion, but going forward, we will continue to promote it extensively. And in places where we have used Essex.ca as the link on tourism-related things, we'll switch them all over to tourismessex.ca.
Okay, I just want to make sure, like, obviously, you're ahead of the curve on that, but I was just wondering if it would be more beneficial to do a small literature mail drop somehow at a minimal cost, like just to, where people can, and I'm really thinking, I don't want to disrespect the people of Essex, but focus outside of Essex, where people really don't know what opportunities are really there. So.
Okay. Deputy Mayor Malash and Councillor Snively.
Thank you, through your worship, to Ms. Brett. Have you reached out to TWEPI at all to see if there's a way that we can attach this as to their website, that they could potentially, if somebody was looking on the Windsor Essex Pelee Island website, that they could go, oh, here's one for Essex that we can link to?
Through you, your worship, so each community has a profile on TWEPI's website. That link to our website will be attached to our profile on TWEPI's website. Along with that, we've taken out ads in TWEPI's wine map, our wine route map, and the tourism guide, the yearly tourism guide, as Lori mentioned. TWEPI does a lot of marketing and a lot of marketing on our behalf. So what we do is partner with them. So if there's any opportunities, events, any tourism-related businesses, they can link back to our website. So we provide them with a website, they can see the content on the website, and when it's appropriate, they can share that content as well through social media, through their website, and really connect with the outside market. As much as we talk about connecting our own residents with the tourism website, it's really more for outside of our municipality. We want to connect with people in the region. Our biggest market is really within a 100-kilometer radius, so we want to connect with those visitors as well. We have maybe a campaign coming up with our tourism video, so they'll be posting our tourism video on their social media platforms with a link to our website as well, and hopefully those are paid advertisements. They'll go to people on Facebook, people on Twitter, they'll go in their monthly e-blasts. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming out of the website. But right now, the majority of the work has really been developing the website. The next steps are to take it to the next level and really market the website to those visitors.
Thank you. Thank you for the answer. And while I've got the mic here, just want to say fantastic job. This is really impressive. Thank you.
Okay, you have Councillor Snively, Bjorkman, and Folks.
Through your worship, again, thank you. That was very, very well put together. To Councillor Vokes, his concern, like getting out to the public, like I know we go into the mall, don't we? We have pamphlets into the mall. Maybe we could look at maybe expanding a little bit this information on that. And another place would be, like we have a lot of tourism out at Colchester itself. In the building there, when the boaters come in for overnight, it'd be nice to share this information with the people down there too, because Colchester is really growing. Every weekend it's getting busier and busier. I think that would be a good place to hand out literature like this here. It's great. You did a fantastic job. But I agree, maybe we could expand a little bit away from the website itself to pamphlets. Some kind of flyer or thank you.
Councillor Bjorkman.
Thank you, through your worship. Thank you very much for the presentation. It's good to see just like how much goes into this. Like figure, you've got a full day for each page putting that together, to just understand the amount of work that goes in. I do like the idea where you have the minimum criteria that anybody that's advertising on this website needs to meet. The people that use our website will get to a point where they expect a certain level of service. And I think it's a good idea to keep us there. And I like the idea of the market-ready workshops, helping the businesses that aren't there to get there. And I think we can probably do a little work with our BIA and our chamber. I know they have meetings. The chamber has a couple meetings a year where they bring in people to speak to members. The Essex Center BIA does the same. Probably be a good opportunity to introduce some of this to those members that just don't use website. I mean, we have a lot of business owners. They're just not web friendly, and it would be a great way to just introduce it to them, that they could possibly be part of that. And then just the partnering of the resources. Like I say, going out, taking the pictures, taking these really great high-quality pictures, and then giving them back to the people who run these businesses to use in their own advertising. I think it's a great win-win for the business and the town, and very happy with the way the site's come together. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Vokes.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a quick question, and I meant to ask it when I was speaking earlier to this file. Do we have a Tourism Essex Facebook site? And if not, should we?
Again, a tremendous number of hours have gone into building this site, but yes, we should, and we probably need Instagram as well. I did start a new YouTube page. I had to do that to separate the tourism videos from the council videos. So on YouTube right now, there is the video that TWEPI prepared that you see here. There's also another video on Oxley Estate Winery. I forget, anyways, there's a series, and Oxley Estate Winery was in one of those series, so we've posted that video there as well. So I've done YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, if we thought that it was relevant, probably not. But anyways, Facebook and Instagram, that would be like another phase. We've spent most of our time just working on the website, getting it ready, and then we'll keep phasing in new pieces of it.
Thank you, Lord. When the time's right, I'll just put motion received.
Any further? Any more? And I'll just reiterate again, wow, that was beautiful. Wonderful job. Thank you very much. Councillor Vokes. Motion received.
Motion received.
Yep. Supported by Councillor Snively. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much to the two of yous, plus all your helpers.
Item 8.4 on the agenda this evening is Corporate Services Clerk Report 2017-05, Recorder Revision for Malden Road Drain and Extension Bridge for Richard and Kimberly Myers, together with Bylaw 1624 for two readings this evening. That said report be received, that Bylaw 1624 be read a first and second time and provisionally adopted, and that Mayor McDermott, Councillor Bjorkman, and Councillor Vokes be appointed to sit as members of the Quarter Revision to be scheduled for 5 p.m. on August 8th, 2017.
Motion received, Councillor Snively, supported by Councillor Bjorkman. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
8.5 on the agenda is Drainage Report 2017-02, reappointment of a drainage engineer to prepare a report for new access culvert over the James Shepley Drain. That said report be received and that council concurs with the recommendations and that council appoint Root Engineering to prepare a report for a new access culvert as per severance application B2416 in conjunction with the current maintenance schedule being prepared.
So moved by Councillor Snively, supported by Councillor Bondi. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
8.6, Infrastructure and Development 2017-08, re-engineering services for clean water and wastewater funded projects. Said report for receipt and that council supports the recommendations and waives the requirements for professional services in accordance with section 22.02 of bylaw 1043, and that the engineering services required be awarded to the Ontario Clean Water Agency.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Malash, supported by Councillor Bjorkman. Questions? All in favor? Oh, Councillor Bjorkman.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yeah, I just reading the report, I think we got $1.965 million in funding for 13 projects. Is that a regular funding that we get, or was that something we have to go out and apply for?
Mr. Nepsey, I think, might have the answer for that.
Yeah, through your worship, that's not a regular funding. It was a clean water wastewater fund that was initiated, I think it was last year, but so we had applied with the assistance of Aqua, who currently maintain all of our facilities. So we got everything we asked. So those 13 projects will augment our capital works program greatly. So we really cut about 5 years out of our capital works program with all of these upgrades. So we need to be able to move quickly to get these things done in an efficient manner. That's the reason I'm asking to allow Aqua to proceed as contracted min.
Anything further? All in favor of the motion? Motion carries.
8.7 on the agenda is Corporate Services Clerk Report 2017-06, re-council vacancy 2017. That said report be received and the recommendations contained therein supported, and that council decide the method of filling the vacancy with direction to administration to proceed by way of appointment or to proceed by way of the holding of a by-election, with administration to prepare the appropriate bylaw to give effect to such direction for council's consideration at its August 8th regular council meeting.
Okay, moved by Councillor Vokes, supported by
Just for the motion.
Okay.
Yep. I can provide a summary if you want. I don't.
Oh, we get a seconder and then you can fill us in with a summary.
Do we have a second?
Well, what are we moving? Or should we have a discussion first? I think we need to have a discussion first.
Yeah, I just raised my hand to start the discussion.
Oh, I thought you were moving your seat. Okay. Okay, Councillor Vokes, go ahead.
Thank you, Worship. I'll make it quick. I support, obviously, an election to be held, a by-election to be held in terms of filling this position. And I really don't want to prolong it, but I'm very interested to see what other positions other councillors have.
Anyone else? Deputy Mayor Melange.
Just quickly, by-election is my favorite.
Okay, Councillor Snively.
Also a by-election.
Councillor Bondi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also believe in a by-election.
Councillor Bjorkman.
Hi. I'm not against by-election, but I think we need to look at, what's important here is to make sure we have representation, that people have representation when it's time to make the big decisions. The timelines are difficult. Appointing somebody will have somebody here at that chair on September 5th. That's the first meeting that they will be involved in. Going through a by-election, it will be November 20th before there's somebody sitting in that chair. The problem with that timing is that we now have a 5-year budget plan. And the plan this year for doing the budget for 2018 is going to happen in October and November. So while we're making the budget for this town, we will not have a second representative from Ward 3 while that's going on. I think that's very important to think of. We have an election year coming up next year. The budget will be laid out before 2018 arrives. By June of 2018, we'll be running for re-election or for election and all the other that's going on. So just think it's important to be aware that probably the biggest decisions that are going to be made for 2018, we will be 80% done our budget deliberations before we fill that seat. By appointing someone and making it an open appointment where people can apply, not just taking, if I go back to the election, the number 4 from the list, since number 3 is not available, if we make an open appointment option, then people can come forward, say they want to run for the position, have an opportunity to present themselves, and a vote taken, but that vote would only be taken by the members of council. So I just think it's important that that option be laid out there, because I think there's an important piece of timing. So I just wanted to make that comment. Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Vokes.
Thank you, Worship. I appreciate what Councillor Bjorkman's saying, but one corporate decision or one corporate policy or one corporate procedure shouldn't diminish the right of constituents to have their say. And in terms of it, if we were to appoint somebody, what venue would we use to do that, and where would we go to those people to find?
Okay, I'm going to have a point of order here, Councillor. This is a discussion that's going to take place before August the 8th. I don't think we're going to get into that this evening. That's not our plan. I don't believe. We've got this thing here, and we're not going to discuss, should we do this, should we do that? There's a lot of discussion going on here. So we've heard everyone's opinion, but I don't want us to get into a debate. Should we do this, should we do that? No, but you are, like you're saying, if we do this, if we do that, that's for a later time, I believe. No, don't ask our clerk. You're talking with the mayor here now. So I don't think we're
Mr.
at
Mayor,
the stage.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, point of order.
Okay.
I absolutely feel we need to have this debate.
Tonight?
Tonight, absolutely.
Shut your mic off, please.
This is perfect
Larry.
timing tonight.
Okay. Is that what council is prepared to do without a report?
We have a report.
We have. There's lots of things that I want to ask questions. I'll ask them tonight. I don't care. But go ahead, Councillor Vokes. Sorry.
Thank you, Worship. I was just inquiring as to Councillor Bjorkman's position. I respect it, but I just want to know how we intend on getting a tentative appointee to put there. Like, what criteria do we use as a council to say, here's who we're going to put there? That's all I want to know. If council says, yeah, here's how we'll do it, I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not arguing with you.
Would you like to explain that, Councillor Bjorkman? Because I have the same idea that you're, I think, heading on.
As a matter of fact, there's a number of municipalities that have had this same issue come up, and the act is very clear about who is able to be a representative, a councillor. So those criteria are already there. It would be a matter of advertising it right away, getting people to come back to us to say they are interested. They would be vetted by the clerk and by administration to make sure that they qualify as people that are able to run. And again, at a meeting, we would invite them in, allow them to speak with us, allow us to ask them questions, and then hold an election by council. That's the process of that.
Okay, so I appreciate that. The intent would be they'd be appointed through council, but I respectfully, I don't agree. I think that would be the way to go. I think an electoral process would be is let the people decide in whom we work for, or right, decide. That's just my opinion, respect.
Okay. Councillor Bondi?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. To me, doesn't really matter. I know that you're the research guy, Councillor Bjorkman, and you'll find out the research, but to me, it doesn't really matter what other municipalities have done, because we are Essex. In all due respect to council colleagues, we can't hire a CAO. So, do you think I want to appoint a decision maker of this town? Absolutely not. I find it hypocritical if we say, we want to elect our deputy mayor at large, we want to elect our deputy mayor at large, but then we go, here, Bob, you can have this seat. It's hypocritical. There are many factors to consider when we're appointing, and I'll tell you, if a Bible was right here, no matter how this council would appoint somebody, it would appear to be scandalous. I'm telling you, that's it would be scandalous from some point of view. From someone in this room, it would be scandalous. I don't want that position. I don't want that responsibility. I wish it could be seamless. I wish I could jump on your ship. I do. I wish I could drink your Kool-Aid, but I can't because it's Essex. I want to be democratic. It would be different to me if there was a 6-vote difference. in the next person, but there's not a 6-vote difference. I would even, if the majority of council thought to go to the person in the last election who got the most votes, who would be the second place mayoral candidate, I might be able to jump on that ship. But I keep going back to, it's Essex. We're not everybody else. I don't want to put our staff through a by-election, trust me. Nobody wants to do that. But what we have to remember in Essex is we are being held hostage by these circumstances. No matter what wall we get backed up against, we're going to not be friends with somebody. But this council has to make a hard decision for a decision another council member made. The money that we are spending if we hold a by-election, I'm sorry, I'm not calling that blood on my hands, because I didn't resign and you're not replacing me. So, I think maybe there's a way. Can we meet next Monday, for example? I don't know if it's a possibility. Can we look at a bylaw for running a by-election if we do it and meet next Monday, the 24th? That moves us up 2 weeks. This is a priority. This is important. What can we do to streamline it? I just found 2 weeks. So if I found 2 weeks, now November 20th is November 7th, November 6th. Then we can still pass a 2018 budget sooner. The candidates that would run in the by-election I would assume would start coming to council meetings and be informed. I would hope, because if I was voting for somebody, I would want that person to be informed. So, we're held hostage. We cannot be hypocritical about when democracy works in Essex. And at the end of the day, we are Essex. No matter what we do, we're not going to make everybody happy. The emails that we have got from people are hands down saying they want a by-election. Facebook, it's a little more balanced. There's a little more appointment messages. But to me, the cost is lower than what I thought. I was quoted in AM 800 saying 20 to 30 grand. The report's saying 10 to 15. So maybe it'll still be 20. It's still a lot of money. We have money left in our contingency fund for 2017. We have 39,000, I believe. We have a mechanism to fund it. We're not going back to the electric and saying we need to fund. We have a mechanism, and this is democracy. Of all things municipalities should spend money on, it's democracy. And that's something that I'm comfortable with. Although, your ship sounds great, but I'm going to watch you sail by.
Anyone else? Councillor Snively.
Your Worship,
You're right.
I was leaning towards with Councillor Bjorkman at one time, but I looked at the situation, after the election, we still have a year left. So if we had 6 months, I agree with you 100%, Councillor, but we're looking at a year. Somebody's going to be sitting in this chair for a year. So, and it should be up to the public who they want to represent. So, and emails, getting back to emails, I must have had 30 emails in the last week and a half. By election. So that's why I'm turning that way. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to be open to a lot of comments from you, and I'll let you each speak to them. Things that I have. I thought I was going to be the only person standing here, but I have Councillor Bjorkman thinking kind of similar to me with regards to money first. I know I heard on the radio, we got all kinds of money in this reserve. Yeah, that's in the reserve fund for a reason. It's for a rainy day. We haven't had any rain around here for a long time. We're not going to have any rain around here for a long time. So why are we going to spend all this money we got, not all of it, but a big chunk of it, $15,000, on a by-election? I get these emails too, same as everyone else. It almost looks like it was printed out. Democratic process by having a by-election. They think that wasn't a democratic process when we had our last election. We should look in the mirrors, our council members. There's one council member here said, I would support the first runner-up, but I don't want to go past the first runner-up. Those same people voted, not the same person, but the people from Colchester South voted 1, 2, and then 3 other people. That was democratically done. Where are all these people coming from that are, we got to do this because it's a democratic thing to do? So was it 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago that we did that. Democracy. It was back then as it is today. We don't care. Talk about hypocritical. Wow, I heard that word here too. Woo! Like to me, it's unbelievable that we would think about $15,000 to do this when we can, like Councilor Bjorkman suggested, take 3 weeks. Ron Rogers' name came up. It came up in my mind. It came up talking with our clerk here one day, a week or so ago. Why shouldn't he have a chance to be that person that we appoint? We can appoint anyone in Colchester South. It doesn't have to be someone who ran, but wouldn't it be really nice to say, Ron Rogers wants a job, he puts his name in. Maybe Omer there says, hey, I'm putting my name in, and do exactly what Councillor Bjorkman said. It's not going to take that long, and it's not going to cost us that $12,000 or $10,000, $15,000. It's still a great idea. We have the people that want to be there. You know, we talk about 30 emails. You should hear the people down in Essex Center. I don't hear anyone telling me, like we get the emails, like I say, it looks like somebody sent this letter and everybody just sent the same thing to us, just like it did last fall when I had hundreds and hundreds of emails about a problem in the county. Essex Center, everybody says, don't spend that money. Colchester Center, and Harrow, some people too, are saying just the opposite. So are we going to listen to those people? Or are we going to listen to these people? When we did the deputy mayor's thing, you know, at our last meeting, 80% of the people said, we want this. And we went with it. 80% of 40 people. 40 people out of our municipality wrote a letter and said, I want to see the deputy mayor at large. 80%, that's a good figure. If we had 15,000 of these things come in, 40. So that's about 32 people said, go ahead, spend $50,000, and we did it. You know, wow, I can't believe it. And we're going to do it again here. 30 emails this week. I probably had the same 30, maybe 20. You know, to me, I lean the way Councilor Bjorkman does. And I think we need to sit down and have this discussion, but we're having it tonight. So I probably haven't shot all my bullets off, but those are quite a few of them. I don't know. I know what I'm leaning at. So anyways, I could be talked out of it, but I doubt it. But anyways, anyone else? Because you can take pot shots at me, I could care less. Anyone? Or, go. No? No one? Okay. Councilor Bonnie. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I live in Essex, and I don't live in your bubble, so I don't want to have the scandal around it. I want to give the power back to the people. I would like to make a motion that we hold a by-election, and I would like to see if it is possible with administration's and council schedule, if we could meet next Monday.
Open for discussion to the motion. Everyone knows what the motion is, no discussion? Okay. All in favor? Opposed? I wish I'd asked for a quarter vote. That's okay. I'll spread the word. We're two of us. Glad I'm not running next time, I'll tell you that.
Eight 8.8 on the agenda is Corporate Services Clerk Report 2017-07, Recorder Revision Member Attendance. That said report be received for council information purposes.
By Councilor Bonnie, supported by Councilor Snively. Any questions? No. All in favor? Motion carries. And at this time, I'll just inform everyone that our youth member, just lost her name. Go ahead.
Ava Hoffman.
Ava, yeah. Called and she was unable to attend this evening.
11.1, correspondence to be received, that the correspondence listed in agenda item 11.1 be received and where indicated to further share with the community using suitable methods of communication.
Moved by Councilor Bjorkman, supported by Councilor Snively. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
Sorry, Your Worship, we skipped over item 10 in the agenda. Any updates from County Council this evening?
We don't have any. I think we'll have one after Wednesday night, though, for our next meeting on the 8th, for sure. Thanks.
11.2.1, correspondence to be considered for receipt and support. Correspondence from the Canadian Association of Nuclear Host Communities, municipal support and endorsement for Ontario Power Generation proposal. That said correspondence be received or received and supported, and if so supported, that a letter of support be sent to the appropriate authorities.
Mr.
Councillor
Mayor, can
Bondy?
we just receive without support, just receive
You
it?
can do that. That's your recommendation. Councillor Bjorkman, any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
.1, FunFest Committee meeting minutes from June 22nd, that the meeting minutes from that meeting be adopted as presented.
Oh, Deputy Mayor Malash and Councillor Vokes, any questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
13.1, memorandum to senior management, re 2018 budget and 5-year financial plan for council's information, that the memorandum be received for council information purposes.
Moved by Councillor Snively, Councillor Bjorkman, second, and any questions? All in favor? Motion carries. If I may, Mr. Clerk, just go back to the FunFest Committee meeting. When I read that report, I saw on the bottom, the adjournment was called for at 8:10, and then further down in the minutes, at the bottom, it says it was adjourned at 7:35, or vice versa. I was just, I don't know if there was a misprint or...
I believe so, Mr. Mayor.
And Mr. Sweet's not here, he wouldn't be able to advise us, but anyways.
Yeah, we'll follow up and get clarification on that, because you're right, Mr. Mayor, it's right there, and there's 2 different times listed.
Yeah. What was the other one? I saw another mistake on there. It said the second instead of the third. Oh. Might have been in that report with the mayor by-election.
13.2, Finance and Business Services Report 2017-05, re 2017 Council Discretionary Fund as of June 30th, that said report be received.
Moved by Councillor Bjorkman, supported by Councillor Bondy. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
And item 13.3, May 2017 Bank Payments Report, that said report be ratified as submitted.
Deputy Mayor Malash moves, supported by Councillor Bjorkman. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
Moving to item 16, Your Worship, any reports from council members this evening?
I think it's time to start with Deputy Mayor Malash. Any report, sir?
Thank you, Your Worship. Nothing tonight.
Okay. Councillor Vokes?
If anybody's had the chance to drive by the Purcell Memorial Plain Heritage Park, you'll see a new mural on the back wall that's in the process of actually finishing up, and we're going to be holding an unveiling of that mural, so I'll advise council of when that unveiling is going to be, and hopefully we'll get some people out there to have a good look at it. Really turned out well, so thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Councillor Bjorkman?
Thank you, through your worship. Just a quick thank you to everybody who came out to the Fun Fest, everybody who worked on the Fun Fest, everybody who volunteered for the Fun Fest. It was great. It was a tremendous turnout. Our attendance was fantastic. The weather turned out great for us, so it was just a great event. So we'd like to thank all those who came out, but especially the people that did the work on it. We really appreciate what you did there. The other thing that we have for the rest of the summer, on Wednesdays at the Essex Recreation Center, there's free family swims Wednesdays from 11 till 1 in the afternoon, and then from 7 till 8 in the evening. Both of those family swims are are free for families, and that came through our Parks Department, through the Jump Start program, so just to get that word out. Thank you.
Sir? Councillor Snively.
Thank you, Your Worship. Two things. I'd just like to remind the public about the Colchester 225. That's the 29th. That's going to be a big event. It's going to be a nice event. And Explore the Shore is going on the same time, the 2 days, eh? So we're going to be busy out there at Colchester and along the lake. So it'll be good. And to Pam, it was fun working the gate, and I seen a lot of people. So good job.
Councillor Bondi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just, if council is able to meet on Monday, the 24th, regarding the by-election administration, we'll get the word out so that people can know. So that, because usually our meetings are televised, but that is an off Monday, so it won't be televised. But administration will let us know if that date works, and then we'll let everybody know.
Thank you. I have just patting it back to all the Fun Fest workers first. You know, they got a very small committee to pull off what they pulled off, and wow, even Councillor Bjorkman was down there working, you know, which was really good. And of course, so was Councillor Snively out in that heat. These guys both have health issues, and they were there. And that's one thing Joe Guerin did mention to me, that, wow, that's the first time we had just about all the council members partake in being a volunteer at this thing. They come out there, but they work their fannies off too. So that's one thing. 60th anniversary of Essex Minor Baseball in town happened Saturday. They had Paws there, who I talked to a big shot at Tiger Stadium Sunday morning to tell him what a great job this, whoever it was in that costume, did. And the kids just loved him. He even played a couple innings out in the outfield in his costume because they were short a couple teams. But it was a great day. They had Dave Roseman there. We had Ralph Mallenby, a former Essex citizen, and boy, been all over the world. Was the guest speaker Saturday night at the barbecue. Just, you wouldn't have believed the day unless you were there to see the kids playing. Every kid played, you know, a ball game all day long. The parents were there, brothers and sisters, grandmas and grandpas. It was just a zillion people moving around there all day long. And it was a great, what do you call it, water tank where the mayor got dunked, and it was a lot of fun. And the final thing is, on Saturday night, they announced the Citizen of the Year. Some of you might not have heard, but it's former veteran, Tom Robson, who will be out of the hospital as he broke his hip. He's going to be out of rehab on Wednesday. He'll be home on Wednesday, so there'll be a big meal for him later on in the fall. But good old Tom Robson, he's 90 whatever, 2-3, something like that, still going pretty strong. So congratulations to Tom Robson on Citizen of the Year award. That's all I have.
And Your Worship, just under item 17, any further upcoming announcements or additional announcements?
I think we locked them in there, but go ahead, Deputy Mayor Malash.
I just have one that I thought of, and because Councillor Caxero is no longer here, he was chair of the Communities in Bloom, but just put it out there to the community that our judges are here, July 25th, 26th, and 27th. If you can put your best hat on. You see the tour going by of our Community in Bloom judges. Be friendly and wave, and do your best to impress them. Thanks.
And too bad we didn't announce that when the chair was here, right? Ron, it's right here. But yeah, you're right.
Item 18.1, bylaws that require third and final reading. Bylaw 1610 being a bylaw to provide for the Malden Road and Brush Side Road drain for third reading this evening.
By Councillor Snively, supported by Deputy Mayor Malash. Questions? In favor? Motion carries.
Bylaw 1620 being a bylaw to designate the property known municipally as 1215 Isler Road as being of cultural heritage value or interest under the Ontario Heritage Act.
By Councillor Bonnie, supported by Councillor Bjorkman. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
And also for third reading, bylaw 1621 being the confirming bylaw from the July 4th regular council meeting.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Malas, supported by Councillor Kexer, wow, that was a nice right out of nowhere. Councillor Bjorkman. Any questions? All in favor? Motion carries.
And under item 18.3, for first and second reading, bylaw 1625 being the confirming bylaw for this July 17th regular council meeting.
Moved by Councillor Bonnie, supported by Councillor Snively. Questions? All in favor? Motion carries. And just a motion to adjourn, and we're out of here. Councillor Vokes. Have a great evening, everyone, and see you soon.